Here's the problem with how most business owners chase referrals. You ask your clients, they say they'll think of something, then 6 months later, you haven't heard anything, so you ask your clients again. That's not a referral strategy, that's a wish. The people who can send you the most business, they're not in your client base. They're already working with your future clients. Let me show you how to get it. It's called the synergy triangle. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I promise, if you wrap your head around the idea of the synergy triangle, it will forever change how you network. The most misunderstood thing when it comes to business networking is simply this. If you sell B2B, you're selling to the business, you're selling to the company, you're selling to the CEO and the decision makers inside of that company. And let's be honest, those people are never out networking. You're not going to meet a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company at a chamber happy hour. You're not going to meet them in a networking group or event. Those people are too busy running a company. They're not out networking where you can get to them most times. So all the tools that traditional networking teach you won't work in a B2B world. The 30-second commercial, the elevator pitch, the card swap, all of those things work in a consumer buyer world. If you're a roofer, those things work. If you're in real estate, those things work. But if you're selling B2B, all of that stuff, that traditional networking model is doing more damage to your networking than everything else you could be doing in your business. But what actually works is getting in front of people who already have your buyer's attention. Getting in front of the people who already has your buyer's trust, that's where you want to be. The person who is already working with the client you want to work with, the vendors are using, the people they're paying. Those are the people that have earned the trust and the relationship with the people you actually want to sell to. That's the insight that everything about the synergy triangle is actually built on. Take out a sheet of paper and draw a triangle. At the top of the triangle, put yourself. Just put your first name and what industry you're in. Keep it simple. You are the point of this entire thing. Everything is going to center around you. On the bottom left, I want you to put your first referral partner. On the bottom right, I want you to put your second referral partner. There's one rule that makes this all work. All three of you sell to the same exact client, but solve a different problem for them. So you all share the same buyer who has different needs, and there's no competition. Because the second any one of you could steal business from the other, trust breaks. The referrals stop. The whole thing breaks apart. So there's only one question you need to ask when you think about your referral partner. Does my ideal client buy what you sell? If they don't compete, they're potentially going to be great referral partners and belong in your synergy triangle. That's it. That's the whole concept. We're going to break it down further, but that's everything you need to know about the synergy triangle. Now, hold on. Before I give you this real estate example, I need you to drop in the comments one thing for me. What industry are you in? Because later in this video, I'm going to help you build your own synergy triangle. I'm going to use real estate and you buying a home as an example to show and hopefully get you to wrap your head around this concept. You sit at the top of the triangle. In the center of the triangle is the home buyer. That is the person who is purchasing the house. But that home buyer doesn't just need you as a real estate agent. It also needs the mortgage company. It also needs the home inspector. These three people sell to the same exact client and do not compete with each other. There is synergy found when the three of those people work together to go after clients. Now, here's what happens when the synergy triangle is actually working. You sign the home buyer and you refer them to the mortgage lender. And because you've already earned their trust, they're likely going to go with your recommendation of which mortgage lender to use. You're also going to introduce them to your home inspector. And because of you closing one deal, you just created two other opportunities with your referral partners. You sell the house, the mortgage lender gets the financing, and the home inspector gets the work to inspect the home. Now let's flip it. That home inspector is going to be out doing their own networking. They're going to run into somebody who needs a home inspector. They're immediately going to ask, do you have a realtor? Do you have a mortgage lender? And they're going to introduce that person to you as a real estate agent and the mortgage lender. Same thing. The mortgage lender is going to be out drumming up their own business. As they find a home buyer, they're going to ask the same questions. Do you have a realtor? Do you have an inspector? And the synergy flows because all three of you are selling to the same exact client, but are not competing. You're actually working together to open doors and refer each other. That's the synergy triangle. So now you have the framework and you get a general idea of how this works. But knowing how the triangle works doesn't mean you actually know how to build it out for yourself. If you get the partners wrong, you break the entire system. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to pick your partners. Don't build this until you watch part 2.